All right, guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. Um, this is going to be a little short reaction video or a little short commentary. It what it shows though. This video is just going to show the moral decadence of society that we live in, because at this time, if you have like an STD or something like that, and you're in a relationship, I mean, it's none of the world's business. That's something that I would think that you would just have closure by yourself, and with you and your other partner. But this is not the case. I, Western women especially have, made normalized their lewdness, normalized talking about, all the cock carousels they've written, normalize, all the STDs they have contracted. And this just goes to show you that this is where things are headed. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say at this time, really, because when you think you've heard it all, there's something else that's to be heard that you're like, oh, wow, well, what's next after this, So let's go ahead and just break this down real quick, with this woman.
So the answer to the first part of this question is no, my boyfriend is not the one who gave me herpes.
So that right there is a problem. The fact that there is a boyfriend in the picture is a big time problem. No disrespect, but without giving too much of my information out, but I'm disease free, I'm STD free. So why would I go with a woman who has an STD and then risk myself getting an STD by having intercourse with her, even though I may use protection and I may use the light thereof? Yeah, no disrespect, but I'm entitled to something that hasn't been touched. You know what I mean? I'm not entitled to lowering my standards because she decided to trick around. And what modern women will do is they'll try to guilt trip you into accepting them for that, accepting them as single mothers with like 3 different baby fathers. They'll try to guilt trip you into accepting that, knowing darn well that if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't accept it at all. That's what these modern women like to do, because they've been told that they can do it. That's the whole thing. But let's continue.
Then for the second part of this question, I have him right here so he can answer. So how do you feel about me having herpes?
The sad thing is that this dude stayed. This dude actually stayed with her, and the even sadder thing about it is she's probably not done messing around. You know what I mean? So I say this to say that even some brothers you'll talk to, they'll be like, I'm done with black women, and I'm gonna go towards a white woman and whatnot. But while their attitudes may not be as bad as the American black woman, they still have the same characteristics as a lot of these American black women, in terms of their promiscuity, in terms of their lewdness, in terms of multiple sex partners, in terms of playing a sucker for the resources in which he offers. So I mean, you can even see here that this nigga probably pays for the place they're living in, and he is actually paying for everything else as well. Now, as you see here, you see that she's kind of like she the sad thing about it is she's not really sorry about what she's doing or what she has done. There's no sense of guilt. There's no sense of like accountability on her part. It's just business as usual with her. And that's the I guess you can say that's the sad thing about this situation is that it's business as usual with her. And um how should I put it? It's he's acting like as if it's normal. You know what I mean? But let's continue on. Let's see.
Meeting me.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't bother me. I think what bothers me is somebody lied to her about having it and then spread.
So what is in essence saying is that it didn't bother him that she opened her legs to someone else. And this is supposed to be his girlfriend. So when you have guys of this caliber, there's no telling how much she cheats. You know what I mean? She's probably still cheating. And the sad thing is that she has herpes. The sad thing is, what may be happening now is she may not be even telling dudes that she has herpes, that she's sleeping around with. Because I know, damn well she's sleeping around still. Because if you have a guy like this who is accepting of this, then yeah, of course she's going to still be sleeping around because he hasn't done anything about it. He hasn't left her or anything like that. If it was me, and I found this information out, first thing is pack your stuff up, go stay with your mom. Good luck to you, but stay the hell away from me. You know what I mean? Just really stay away. I don't need you in my life. You know what I mean? I don't need to risk myself, getting burnt because you decided to mess around. But yeah, I mean, you can tell that I don't know what happened to him, but it just seems like any backbone he had is not there anymore, or it never has been there.
But you're always aware there's a little bit of inherent risk, but it's worth it, and she's the best, so it's not a problem.
Hold on.
Worth it, and she's the best, so.
Okay, so he said she's the best. To be honest, she's not even good looking. But this is the times we're living in right now. Unfortunately, these are the times that we are, experiencing as of right now. While I will say that I'm not at war with the Western woman, I will say that I am against the Western woman. And if I can help other guys realize that they're not going to do anything for you, then I'm going to try to do it, just out of my concern for the future generation, because at the end of the day, we need to stop the cycle of babies being born out of wedlock. We need to stop the cycle of, how should I put it, STDs running rampant. We need to stop those cycles. You know what I mean? And if I can be one of the guys who helps stop the cycle, then I'm going to be one of the guys to contribute to stopping that cycle. You know what I mean? And if that means me dragging Western women, then so be it. Because of the simple fact that, they drag us twofold. First, if the monetary things aren't there, then we're not men and things like that. Secondly, if we don't accept their baggage in which they bring, that makes us weak men, this, that, and the other, according to them. So I say this to say that if he decided like to break it off and stuff like that, he would probably hear the grunt of it from her friends, hear the grunt of it from her, and be called weak and be called like cruel and not accepting. You know what I mean? That's what he would say. You know what I mean? Or that's what her friends would say to him. I already know this would be the case. So I'm just gonna add one more thing. And this is just from my observations.
It's not a problem.
This is just
All right, so there you have the answer to the first part of this.
This is just from my observations that I see out here. You see this all the time. When you're like, for example, if I'm going on my jogs, like when I'm doing my road work, you will usually see like these men bending over backwards for these women, you know, just doing certain things, talking a certain way, trying to cater to these women. You know what I mean? Like just doing like the utmost for these women to be feel like, I guess, that they're the best thing since like they're the best thing happening. You see it a lot. If you like, for example, doing my road work through Culver City, you see these males at the bar, like just trying to like kiss up to these females. You see, like if you go to Santa Monica, you see these weak men catering to these women. And the crazy thing is when these women get around me, I know it sounds crazy, but they fear me. And the reason why they fear me is for the simple fact that I'm not that dude that's gonna like put them on a pedestal. I'm not that dude who's just gonna even give them or entertain them. You know, my mind is somewhere else. My mind is like, okay, how am I gonna make this money play? My mind is, okay, what do I need to improve on my sparring, in my boxing? My mind is, okay, this nigga just said something about Al Heyman wants to mess with you. Like my minds are on those things. You know what I mean? My mind is like, for example, you know, when at the gym, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you don't think about those things. Like I was like, dang, like one dude at the gym was like, well, you know, yeah, you don't want to lose that contact with such and such, since Al Heyman could sign you. And then you begin to think like, dang, am I good enough? You question yourself. Like those are the things that go through my mind. I'm not thinking about like these Western women. You know, I will say this, and I'll end it on this note. You do, and I've said it in previous video, you do want a solid woman to continue your legacy. You do want that woman who's going to be your piece. You know, one of my friends, and he passed, may Rahmatullah alayhi, may Allah have mercy on him. But he said something very telling, and this is what I want, okay? This is what I want, and this is what I will not rest until I get, you know? He said that, you know, your woman should be a joy to your heart and a pleasure to your eyes. That's what he said. And I'm like, oh shit. You know what? You're right. You know, this is one of my old heads who said that, who passed. And so when he said that, I just said, you know, the only way that a woman's going to be a joy to my heart and a pleasure to my eyes is, number one, she's modestly dressed. And number two, there's more than meets the eyes than just her looks. You know what I mean? That there's something behind the looks. But when you have women like this, there's I hate to say this, and this is going to sound very harsh, but I'm going to end it on this note. When you have women like this, I mean, really, who needs prostitutes or who needs hookers? I mean, boyfriend or no boyfriend, these women will just drop their panties. It's sad, but, it is what it is. But leave your thoughts and leave your comments. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. I mean, it's kind of sad that I'm actually having to do this because of the simple fact the dude doesn't have any dignity or no respect for himself. But anyhow, that's all I got for now. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Fula signing out. Njarama.